Alright, I promise I didn't forget about this. I just ended up doing a lot more stuff than I originally planned on. So, yeah. This is wrong. Save VOD review.
He found no peace, and with boiling blood,
And
he
it's just
scoured the
me.
umbral planes, seeking vengeance against the Dark Lords
Okay.
who had wronged him.
So, I already reviewed all the way until you cleared Swamp Palace. You hit go mode there, and I don't think I need to tell you what to do in go mode. So, I'm just going to review your GT here. And I know you specifically requested that I go over some Aga 2 stuff, so I will try to do that a little more than I do for other people. Alright, so we have you on the screen here. We can just watch this at 1x speed. It's only going to be like 10 minutes. So, GT big key routing is mostly just up to preference. Looks like you're doing a DM strat here, which I should not call a DM strat because Dark Magician was a runner that ran this game 8 years ago and quit 7 years ago. So it's like I've basically been running longer than he ever did. Okay, if you're gonna kill the skeletons anyway, like that kind of defeats the purpose of this strat. So, the upside of doing Stalfos Room first is that you don't have to deal with the skeletons at all. So, as much as you can, you should probably just ignore the skeletons. Alright, specifically for this also, you can hook, and then you can tap right, and then dash turn. Alright, like this. And if you're not going to do that, then it's just faster to pick up the pot and then hook shot again. Like, whatever you just did was slow. And then, if you're doing DM strats, or Stalfos first, like, the whole reason that this is a thing is that you don't have to deal with these skeletons and the RNG that they bring with them. And this is kind of why I don't like that strat, because you end up just killing those skeletons most of the time anyway. So, honestly, again, GT big key routing is mostly up to preference, but I just don't like doing GT that way. I like going to Hope Room first, and then doing Stalfos Room, and then continuing on. That just looked like a sour input. That is what it is. Yeah, so for that room, alright, let me get there quick. So for this room, you did this part right, But you actually want to go above this torch so that those berries don't get in your way. And then you want to just cast the long line there so you don't have to walk anymore, and then you just diagonal into the door. You have a green potion and half magic, so don't ever have to worry about your magic usage. Mummies also just seem to be in the vanilla pack, so that's fine. Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter what order you open these chests in, but always open this one last. Specifically because these pits are triggered on this chest. It doesn't matter what order you open the other three in, just always do this one last. And you're saying why. Yeah, you always, I guess not. I guess you can hammer it that way. That's just slower than going right and then left, but whatever. If you miss the right one and you have to do the top and bottom, then that's not terrible. Okay, very good. Never hit that switch before you go in this room, because if your big key is here, then you just wasted time. Alright, hit the switch. Okay. You don't have a tracker up, but... So you can actually throw your boomerang to the right and get a good hit there. If you have red boomerang, you just stand here and you throw it upright and then upright, and then you just walk down below the thing. Yeah, boomerang strats are a lot faster than some Mario strats or bomb strats, but if that's all that you have, then... Yeah, so you do have a red boomerang there. And then for this room with red boomerang, you just hold down left out of the door. As soon as Link moves left, you throw the boomerang, and then you just beeline over to where the key is. Alright, so in this specific instance, I am definitely getting the big key before you. By doing Hope left. And we're both getting the silvers, so... the only way that Stalfos first pays off is if big key is either on the torch or in Stalfos' room. Otherwise, you just end up doing a bunch of really dumb chests that either the other routes do anyway, or or something. I lost my train of thought there. Okay. So you did all this correctly? Up until here. So you actually want to hookshot up to here, and then you want to bonk You want to bonk over that thing. Now, if you don't want to bonk or you feel bad about the lineup, you can just get a damage boost from the beetle. And then, as a last resort, you need to be on bombs for the next portion anyway. So you can just bomb boost yourself over it. Taking that portal on slow ROM wastes 5 seconds. I don't know how much it is on fast ROM. It's definitely less than that on fast ROM, but taking that portal is just time that you can't afford to give up. Okay, I see you lining up things with your sword a lot, and you don't really need to do that, and it's like way slower. So you did something like this, which is fine, but you lose the time it takes to slash the sword, and just a very fundamental thing that you should learn for this speedrun or for rando is dash turning. So I'm here. I need to bonk off of this skull. Well, if I face the skull, then I'm gonna pick it up. But if I start my dash here and then turn left, then it's not as bad. I'm never going to pick up the skull, and I'm always just going to bonk over. And I've seen this multiple times just in this GT thing, is that you're trying to slash your sword to keep yourself facing one direction, when in reality you actually want to face 2 different directions. So, and you have the entire time that it takes to charge a dash to turn. So let me just try to do like a really late dash turn. Like see how late I turned and I still went the way that I wanted to? Like you have such a huge buffer there that it doesn't even really matter. Like you don't have to be pixel or frame perfect to get a dash turn. Like, you can be really slow on it and still make it. Alright, I was hoping to see Ice Armos, but this is fine. That dash is not worth it. Just walk. Okay, it seems like you just... Oh, okay. It seems like you just don't know how this room works, so... this one? Okay. So... I'm gonna give myself sword beams here. If you have sword beams, you want to hit the switch, and then you can actually just walk across these spikes for 1 extra heart of damage. You can just walk here. This is a lot faster than whatever it is you were doing, and I'm not even taking extra damage there. This... You can dash to make it a little faster, but, like, you can also, like, if you just keep pressing left, you're not going to take extra damage here. So, don't be afraid of taking damage here, because this is incredibly faster. All right, and you're gonna get a recovery room coming up here, and there's also an anti-fairy in this room. So don't be afraid of losing health. You'll be fine. Ugh. Oh, it hurts. Oh, look at the lag. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, mimics. So, you are correct in that if I have a neutral D-pad and I grab the wall, then the mimics will mimic my movements. But it's no better having them be on top of each other than it is to just kill them separately. Okay? So what you do, you walk down until you're clear of that pipe. Walk all the way to the wall. Slash your sword down. And then walk that guy into position and then kill that guy. It's hard to show this in slow motion because the spike gets in the way. And if you have to, just let your sword tink off of these guys, because sometimes that's just easier. It's not optimal, but sometimes it's easier for people to just let your sword tink off of the red mimics and put your sword away. I guarantee that that whatever you're doing here is lagging your game, even though this is fast ROM, you're still lagging your game by doing this. Alright, so for Mimics 2, you always want to kill the bottom one first, and then the top one. And then for this room, just do not take any steps, and you get a free key dash. Alright. I don't know who's been teaching the whole go up left side and jump off thing, but I see it entirely too often, and not just from mentees. I see it all the time over in like high level races too. I don't know who's teaching that, because there is no way that you can do this and skip the spikes. It just doesn't work. You always get hit. Every single time. So your two options here are go down here, dash up. Sorry, I'm really, really bad at this. Hit the switch. That switch. So here, dash up. Hit switch, dash up. Might need to go a little bit further left here. Yeah, I'm just really awful at this strat, which is why I don't do it. But there is a way to do this so that you skip all the spikes. There it is. Okay. There is a way to do that so you skip all the spikes. It's kind of tight. However, you have 29 arrows right now, so what I would recommend is doing this. Alright, so cardinal right to there, jump off of there, down left, cardinal right to here. Alright, dash turn up. Until you're a little lower than I am right now. And then you want to cancel with a down left. And shoot your arrow. And then you'll skip the spikes every single time. And you won't take any damage. No cape required. Yeah, definitely take the recovery room here. I'm pretty sure you have... Pretty sure you have stuff in bottles that's gonna help you, but... Yeah, just don't mess around with any of that. What I would recommend, though, is if you take this recovery room, that you either fall down the hole before going up the stairs, or have some other way of getting rid of your sword beams. Because sword beams on Gauntlet is going to kill you. And that's why. Because if you didn't have sword beams there, then that skeleton would already be dead. So let's take a look at that room again. And we'll slow down the video a little bit. So you have sword beams here, which is going to burn you here because this guy is going to jump away from your sword and then get hit by a sword beam, which is not going to kill him. However, if you didn't have sword beams, then your slash would have completed the motion and would have killed him. So you get burned by sword beams there. Okay, you get burned by sword beams again here, because that guy should have died from the sword slash. But he didn't. Which would have prevented you from taking this damage. Because you would have been able to slash that Zazak. And then see how much better you are at the room when you don't have sword beams. Like you slash and kill this guy, you slash and kill this guy, you slash and kill this guy. Okay, so if you get the recovery room, I would always just fall down the hole before you go upstairs, because sword beams in this room is just absolutely terrible. Yeah, and now you get a heart here, and you get burned by sword beams again. So sword beams on Gauntlet is not it. I'm not gonna show you the optimal G3 strat. I'm just gonna... Yeah, you should probably just be using your Fire Rod more, because you do have half magic. Now, if you didn't have half magic, then I would probably yell at you for using your Fire Rod, but you do, so it doesn't matter. Alright, Landmo. Alright, so... Ammo 2 doesn't actually work with the current crack hack stuff for various reasons. Alright. So, bonk off there, stand here, boom, boom, boom. And it doesn't matter if you get hit. Actually, getting hit makes my timings better. Okay, and you wanna shoot your first arrow when the second landmo hole is on phase 2. So this is where you shoot. So there's 3 phases of landmo holes. Okay, that's phase 1. Focus on the left hole. This is phase 1 where it's just small. That's phase 2 where it's a bit bigger. And then that's phase 3. That's full size. All right. So bonk off of here and then wait till the right landmo is on phase 2. And that's when you fire your first arrow. And like I said, getting hit here is not necessarily a detriment because it actually makes my timing a little better. Okay, very good. Let's watch that again. So you, intuitively are thinking, well, it doesn't really matter if I place the Samaria block here or place the Samaria block here. And you probably have better luck going up to the left and slashing because Link is left-handed. You probably have better luck slashing up left than you do slashing up right. But we're about to see why this is bad. Okay? So you place the block and you explode it on time, but the reason that you can't put it on the right side is because of this spike. The left side works so much better because this spike is over here. And this spike is going to eat your Samaria block every single time if you put it on the right side. So do the same thing you're doing, just on the left side. I hate people falling down the hole there, but it's effective and you got through the room, so I'm not gonna nitpick it. Yeah, you've already got everything you need here, so no reason to fluff. I'm actually surprised that that worked. Yeah, so powdering these anti-fairies should always be the first thing you do. You just hold down, powder the anti-fairies, and then you go. Grab this and go. You should always be on hookshot in this room. Shouldn't ever be on powder. Alright, so there are several reasons why I don't want you to cape dash in this room. The first being that you can actually soft lock yourself here. If you turn the cape off at the wrong time, you can just soft lock your game. Also, you're not always going to have the cape here, or you're not always going to have Burna here. So, you need to learn this room the regular way. So, what I do is I walk left until Link's head is clear of that spike. And then I walk up until I get on the up conveyor. And then I slash the sword, and then I dash up. So this is what it looks like in real time. So that's what I do. It's fine. This is what other runners do. They take a more aggressive stance, hookshot the Helmosaur, and then go. Now, as you can see, if you hit the Helmosaur with the hookshot, then it doesn't cost any time. However, if you miss, it does cost a very marginal amount, probably about 15 frames. So this game runs at 60 frames a second, 15 frames is about a quarter of a second. So this is a pretty good default option here to just hookshot that Helmosaur. If you hit it, you're saving time. If you don't hit it, you're only losing like a quarter of a second. But yeah, don't rely on having an invincibility item here. That's not good. Alright, Aga 2. Let's see the first lineup. Okay. So some patterns for Aga 2 are slash patterns, and some patterns on Aga 2 are spin patterns. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to guess which one this is. Okay. If you guessed slash pattern, you are correct. Because the real wizard is right here. So what you have to do in this situation is you need to post up here. When the shadow casts its ball, you need to slash it back immediately, and then you need to bail out of here. Okay, because standing here will bait this shadow to shoot its ball straight up. Okay? So you need to slash this at the first possible opportunity. That will bait this ball to come straight up. And then the real wizard, the reason that you need to bail out is that the real wizard is then going to cast his ball. So the real wizard's ball is going to get to here before this shadow's ball gets to here. So that's why you need to take a few steps to the left, and this should be an easy triple actually. So you should slash as early as possible, bail out, slash the real wizard's ball back, and then you should slash this shadow's ball whenever it gets to here. Alright? By spinning, you're just discounting this shadow's ball entirely, and you're also dooming the real wizard's ball. So you're locking yourself into one hit here by spinning. Now, Now, you did do something pretty smart here. So, most patterns that you're used to are probably spin patterns, and spins have probably been working for you, so a spin is a default. However, it seems like you identify that spins are bad here, because these two balls are not going to be synchronized. So you abandon the spin, and then, since you're out of position, you don't even worry about this guy. You just get a double right here. So, honestly, if that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. It's only like a 50% chance that you're gonna be able to get a double triple anyway. And, like, a 3-cycle is a 3-cycle is a 3-cycle. Like an early 3-cycle still saves time over a late 3-cycle, but it's not enough to, like, completely abandon your current Agate fight. So I just wanted to highlight something you did really well here, is that you started the spin, and then you identified that the spin was not it. And now you're just going to get a double here, and you're going to move on. Okay. This one's a little trickier, but it still should be an easy triple. So, you can actually stand on this shadow, and this is going to be tight. But as soon you want to slash this ball on the first frame possible, and then you want to back up and let this guy shoot at you. And that should still be a relatively easy triple if you don't get blue balled here. But you did. So it's fine. So you have 3 hits. You're going into phase 3. It's kind of important for you to get a triple here. Because phase 3 is the earliest that you could have killed Agate 2. Right, because you got a blue ball on phase 2. So this is the earliest that you can ever kill Agate 2. So it's really important to get a triple here. Unfortunately, you don't really get a triple lineup. So in this case, you have... So this is a slash pattern, like I was saying before. When you have this L between a shadow and between the shadow and the wizard, that's a slash pattern all day. So now you have basically 3 different L setups. You have this one, you have this one, and you have this one. This one is going to be the easiest to hit, especially because that guy is casting first. Alright, so what you need to do is you need to stand here, you need to let this guy cast the ball, and then you need to bail out this way, slash the ball, and then hope that you don't get blue balled here. Unfortunately, you're not getting a triple from this position. It's just... I'm sure that someone can do it and can find a way to do it, but yeah, I'm not going for it here. Okay, so you go for this L, which actually kind of hedges your bets, which is actually kind of good. So you could have hit this ball up, but it looks like you're passing it up, which is fine because this one will come down to here, and then you can knock it up, and then if this is not a blue ball, then you can just knock that up for a double. Unfortunate miss there, but it's fine. Okay, now here, this should be an easy triple. Because this one is casting first, this one's casting second, this one's casting third. So you should stand right here, let this guy shoot at you, back up, bam, back up, slash, back up a little more, slash this guy's ball into him, and then you have this guy's ball in case you miss one of them. Okay, so you did basically that, but you didn't really bait the fireball enough. So let's look at that. Let's look at that lineup again. Let's see where you end up standing. Okay, so you're standing in the right spot. You just bail out of it too early. So these fireballs don't lock in until like the frame that they're ready to shoot it. So you need to stand here until the fireballs are actually coming at you. Because you see, god damn it. Because you see, when you bail out here, see, instead of shooting straight to the right, now this guy's going to shoot down right at you. And that causes you to miss. Okay. So this pattern is just shitty. You can only ever get a double from this. You can be a tryhard and stand here and try to get a first frame into a first frame into a backup and another, but I don't really anticipate that working. So on a lineup like this, I just resign myself that I'm only gonna get a double. So you can either post up here and reflect down and down. This is also the fourth cycle, so you know on the fourth cycle, Agatu, the real Agatu, will never cast a blue ball. So this guy's gonna cast a real ball. This guy's gonna cast a real ball. You have an easy double right here. So this is even a spin pattern right here. You go up here and you spin, and then you get both of these balls straight down, and then you reflect this ball away so that you don't take damage from it. There is another option here where you post up here, and then you just take the extra left slash. So you'll get a shot from here, and then you just left slash it, and then you bail this way, and then knock that way, and then knock the real wizard's ball into him. Okay, so you actually got in position, but it seems like you panicked a little bit, and we're like kind of running rounds. You still could have gotten back in position if you had taken a step down and hit the ball when it was like a few more frames to the left here. Then you could have gotten an easy slash double here. But it seems like you were like not really thinking about that. Yeah, just take the dead cycle there. It's fine. Yeah. And then take the easy hit there. Yep, nothing wrong with that. So, because you asked, I did kind of a deeper dive into Agatu than I have done with any other VOD review. But it's really getting good at Agatu just comes from spending a bunch of time in the room. Okay, as long as you have some sort of magic refill here, then this is fine. Oh, I think you have silvers, actually. I think you were the one that you had silvers and yeah, okay. And then you just did Vidi the correct way anyway. Alright. Oh, that's not a good spot to stand. Okay. That's fine. You don't need Torch Glitch in the Silvers fight, and people actually waste a lot of time trying to get it. But what you do need to do is you need to manipulate Ganon's position. So let me show you what I mean. Oops. Okay, so in the Silvers fight, you need to use the torches to manipulate Ganon's position. So get your free hit, hope that you get a blue Ganon, and then while he's warping, you need to freeze him in the center of the room here. Because then you can get a triple hit. Okay? So watch that over and over again. Because wherever you light these torches is going to be where Ganon's going to freeze in the room. And that's how you set up a triple. Okay, so now I need to dodge the bat, and then light the first one, see where he is. Now we set up a triple. Okay? You need to use the torches to freeze Ganon in the center of the room to set up a triple hit. Otherwise, you're just losing time. Yeah, you see how hard it is to get from, like, corner to corner and not have the torches go out? That's what you're running into here. And yeah, I would not recommend hugging Ganon, but... yeah, so that's just going to inflate your finish time, which is whatever. But the point that I want to get across is that, A, you don't need Torch Glitch in the Silvers fight, and B, you need to use the torches to your advantage in order to make the fight easier. So if you're just waiting out bats and you're just waiting for bats to go away, I would just grab the wall, because when you have the cape on and you grab the wall, then you don't use any magic. Alright, you're also just cycling through your menu for no reason. I would maybe try not to do that. Okay, and yeah, see you lose a bunch of time here Because A, you're not spamming the lamp enough. B, you're trying to get a torch glitch that you don't need. And C, you don't get the torch glitch anyway. You don't want to freeze Ganon when he's like all the way across the room like that. You want to freeze Ganon when he's in the middle so that you can get a triple. Or at least a double. Yeah, and when you can't see Ganon like that, you can hear when he shoots his bat, and you can dodge out of the way. Alright, GG. As always, let me know if you need further instructions here. I know in my experience, it's a lot easier to learn when you have someone like sitting with you and giving you live feedback. So, yeah, hit me up if you want to learn more.